Hi guys, it's Betty. I had told you last night that I would come back with a card share, and my iPhone camera wasn't working, and I really just didn't want to take the time to upload from my camera. It just takes so long. So we're going to try this. I'm going to just set my phone up and try not to drop it from this angle, and just try to show you cards there. So you're getting a little bit of an odd angle of my desk, but anyway, I'll just go ahead and start. I had mentioned in a fairly recent haul, I had showed you that I purchased the Hexagon dynamic set from MFT. Had to have it. Obsessed with hexagons. So what this comes with, and they come together, I just separated mine. This strip here cuts one continuous strip with just like a little score line in between the hexagons, and so I think the purpose of this is primarily to layer different pieces over it, or you could just use it as is and do different strips of paper. But so that's one piece, and then this piece cuts out 6 pieces. It cuts out the 3 of each size. One's a little larger. This one could layer on top of that. This one is the same size as the background, so you could use that as a guide to layer your hexagons, or layer on the smaller piece. So I like this. As you guys may know, I also bought the PTI, the paper tray ink hexagon background, and I mean, they're very different. I feel like I utilize them very differently. I like that these hexagons are a little bit bigger, but I also love the paper tray ink die. So I'll go into that one more later after I share some cards that I made with this. But so I am still glad that I purchased both. Sometimes it takes a little while because the smaller, you only have 3 of each, and when you're cutting out scrap strip paper, sorry, I can't talk. It took me a little while to get the number of scraps that I wanted, and I'm not one to love sitting and working on my die cutting machine. Like, I love the results, but I don't love to stand there and die cut stuff all day. So, I mean, not that it was all day. It was just, I would have loved if maybe this was just had the 2 more on it, but anyway. Or if it came with a full strip of one size and a full strip of other, so you have 3 strips. That would have been awesome. I would have really liked that. So anyway, I'll start the cards that I made, both really similar, both using some scraps that you're probably going to recognize from my other Use That Stash series, where I use the DCWV Mademoiselle stack. There's some papers in there that they have like this 12 by 12 is cut into 6 by 6 or split into 6 by 6 sheets, and so I use that just because they're a little bit more card making size, I guess, for the patterns. But all scraps I'll just cut out and I just layered these on freehand. I started in the corner over here, and then I just built up from there, knowing that I just wanted to do kind of a diagonal look. And then I used layered on some black cardstock, and then my favorite paper tray ink card base. I love that weight, and it's a great card base weight. And then I used this polka dot greetings, Dynamics polka dot greetings set for the sentiment, and I stamped the polka dot or the frame background with my Brilliance graphite black ink. I don't know if you can see that. And then I did a second, and then this is Melon Mambo for the sentiment itself. And then I also did a second card, and this is using the larger hexagons. This is using the smaller ones. So you can kind of see a little bit of difference in the size. They're just slightly different. So those were 2 cards I made, and then I made another one. This is using the K&Company, I think Ancestry.com papers. Just some this is really basic, but I used the background with some craft paper. I layered the background, and then I just layered the different hexagon shapes, the smaller ones, on And again, this is where it would come in handy to be able to do more of the small shapes at one time, because I knew I just wanted those as opposed to the big ones. It would have been nice just to make the small ones in a strip of 6 or something. But anyway, I thought really simple card, and I just edged it with some brushed corduroy on the each piece, and I used my Xyron for all of these, and that worked really well and quick to do the hexagons and paste them on there. And then another one, again using more scraps, just really quick, simple, some DCWV paper on a black layer. I didn't do the whole thing, I just cut it off there. I did a little sentiment from, this is also from MFT. This is from the textile grading set. Yeah, textile rectangle, and there's the sentiment right there. And then I just put some little bling next to it. So I'm liking, again, just layering, really simple, little black strip around it, and again on the white paper, and nice quick card. So, and then I will go on to the paper tray ink. So that die, I thought I had grabbed that, sorry, but that is kind of a background piece. I don't know where it is. Background piece that you get, it pops out all these different pieces, including some of these little side pieces, and then you can buy a $5 stamp set where it has all these different backgrounds. I just used this chevron for this whole thing with different ink colors. This was my first attempt. I was really just playing while I was watching TV in the background, but this is not in any way a perfect card. I stamped it, I flipped it over, stamped the images as kind of a guide, and as you can see, I didn't get full impressions in some of these, and then when I flipped it over, I didn't line it up quite perfect, and I mean, this card isn't finished. I need to add a sentiment and cut on this strip, but I just wanted to show you kind of the, you know, given a million different color combinations, what you could do with this die. And I had a lot of fun just playing with it. I mean, it was pretty mindless for me, but I know that Nicole has a sheet that shows you, depending on, you know, all the different color combos, if you choose 3 colors or 6 colors or how many colors, like where to stamp the different colors or patterns, so that, you know, space it out. She's already figured that all out for you. I didn't use that for this one just because I was just playing. But again, imperfect, but I can still use it. I think it's like the imperfect hand stamp card, and add some twine and a button and a sentiment, and I mean, I would still send this off to a friend, and I think that would be fine. And then here are 2 others that I made. This one, just really, again, plain. I did a craft background. I used some Baja Breeze, Not Quite Navy, and Cherry Cobbler colors, and I just cut out the different colors and layered them in there. No stamping, nothing, just simply gluing the different colors into place, and I love this. I have some other ideas about sentiment I want to put on some twine. I will show these when I actually finish them, but I'm just showing you some of the different, you know, here's a different color combo, just using pattern or using colored cardstock, and you could certainly use scraps for this. It's a great way to use them. You can make a million different cards. And then here is one where I use the same color. I took some craft cardstock, and this is Not Quite Navy frame, which I had from this other piece back here. And then I just took and stamped the different pieces in the different patterns, and that's how I, rather than doing different colors, I did different patterns. And so anyway, that's again, not a finished card, but just an idea of another thing you could do with that. So, and I'm running out of time. I do have a couple more cards to share, but I will come back with those in another video because I'm apparently long-winded today. But thank you